What's up, everyone? This is Steve from Bloom Audio, and today we have the latest from Astell&Kern's A&Norma line of digital audio players, SR35. SR35 is packed with a ton of new features and tech, including being the second DAP now to use Astell&Kern's new Crimson UI, which was designed for the SP3000. So, can SR35 take SP3000's brilliant flagship experience and provide that at a more accessible price point? The A&Norma series sits at an interesting spot in the DAP landscape. Astell&Kern tries to provide the same level of a high-end luxury build that they have in their flagship players in a smaller, more affordable package here. So there's a clear balancing act between portability, the sound quality, the user experience, and the build to kind of bring that all together and still provide the sort of experience that Astell&Kern users are looking for. Often this makes you feel like you must be missing something compared to other players with a more workmanlike sort of build. So, how does SR35 hold up in the under $1,000 price range for a digital audio player? How does it compare to Astell&Kern's higher end players? Does it really manage to achieve a flagship sort of sound in this less expensive design? Let's take a closer look. If you've seen the SR15, SR25, or SR25 Mark II, you'll have a pretty good idea of what you're getting with the SR35. It's a very small, highly pocketable device with these really distinct angular pieces to it and this diagonally oriented screen. So SR35 has a 3.6-inch 720p screen with a quad-core CPU, and it provides 20 hours of continuous playback from the internal battery, and it uses Bluetooth 5.0 with a range of codecs available. For the DAC, it uses a quad Cirrus Logic setup, and the amp provides high and low gain stages. It has 3.5mm, 4.4mm, and 2.5mm outputs for headphones or line out, and it can offer a max of 3.1 VRMS from single-ended and 6 VRMS from balanced. Elements like the hardware buttons and the volume wheel look and feel unquestionably great, and bits of this design harken back to older Astell&Kern flagships like the SP1000, but that screen, the smaller 3.6-inch size, and the diagonal placement tends to be a little more divisive. The main benefits of the screen and the way they've designed that is basically keeping the size of the device down to a, again, very highly portable, highly pocketable form factor, and also the fact that smaller screen means you're using less battery for the screen, have a longer battery life overall. And this really all fits into Astell&Kern's more music first, player first philosophy. This isn't a multimedia device that you're going to do everything on. This is a music player first and foremost. And the interface, along with the new UI, continue to reinforce that music first, player first philosophy. SR35 uses Astell&Kern's new Crimson UI, which provides some visual and usability improvements over previous versions. Now, it did take me a minute to get the basic button functions down, but it works very well and I think improves both the built-in player and the streaming app functionality. You're browsing your music collection, you can easily switch between song, album, artist, genre, and then go through other categorization and sorting options as well. Apps work the same as other recent Astell&Kern players, allowing you to download from a selection of available apps directly onto the device, but also sideload other apps from a selection that Astell&Kern has whitelisted for use on the device. Additional features and configuration are available at the top. You can configure things like the Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, whether you want to use the dual or the quad DAC, as well as normal or high gain. Things like EQ, car mode, all of that are available here. And the settings menu takes you to the just kind of the standard Android settings with additional Astell&Kern specific options in there. Again, if you're looking for a highly customizable multimedia experience, this probably isn't the player for you. But if you want something that offers a experience that's more tailored specifically to listening to music, and with portability and battery life being a big part of that, SR35 does provide an excellent experience here. In the same way, the design is almost like an echo of past flagship players in a more compact form, the sound is very much an echo of the SP3000. The subtle aspects of the tuning and emphasis that Astell&Kern puts in there seem very much styled after the same way the SP3000 is tuned, kind of capturing, that house sound for Astell&Kern. And while SR35 can't provide the same level of detail, resolution, and the sort of immersive imaging of SP3000, the character of the tuning and the detail and the imaging are very much modeled after SP3000. Bass presentation is highly natural and textured. It's accurate and very well extended with just a hint of emphasis down there. The mids are rich and full. You get a great balance with the vocal presentation, instruments, and strong layering there. And in the treble, you get pretty strong treble presence that's just tuned a little bit to add a hint of smoothness and give you a very much of a non-fatiguing, addictive sound in that upper end. SR35 presents a three-dimensional soundstage that's fairly large, with a strong sense of cohesion in the imaging and somewhat emotional feeling vocals there as well. And again, SP3000 has probably still the best imaging I've heard in a digital audio player. And SR35, again, it captures elements of the feeling of SP3000's imaging without quite delivering that truly holographic, immersive feeling that SP3000 can. For comparisons, we didn't have anything that perfectly matched up. And as much as I love my DX170, I didn't feel like that was really a fair fight with the SR35. So we brought in the DX240 from iBasso and the Kann MAX from Astell&Kern, which is their next step up at this point. In terms of the basic, physical build and design, DX240 has the best screen of the three, but the Astell&Kern players have a leg up in terms of the overall feel, the material quality, and the sort of perceived quality that you're going to get there. Of course, Kann MAX beats SR35 in the screen, but SR35 kind of wins on the portability, pocketability end of things if you're looking for the smallest player, while Kann MAX is the largest. For the interface, DX240 provides that kind of classic stock Android, which is great if you want a little bit more freedom, customization, other things in your player. Kann MAX is using the older version of the Astell&Kern UI, and we don't think that will be updated to the new version, the Crimson UI, which SR35 has. So in terms of a streamlined player only, I would give SR35 the edge with that new UI. But DX240 here is the only one that's offering a truly open, fully customizable, configurable player here where you can install whatever apps you'd like on there. So that's going to be a big advantage for the DX240 in a lot of cases, where again SR35 is doing that more streamlined, walled garden approach to, we're giving you a player with a music first philosophy and not really allowing you to add much else in there, with the hope if you want those other apps, you can get them on a tablet or other things. But we also understand here that for a lot of people, it's not about the player. It's about things like a specific player app or other tools that you'll want to use with your music that you'll be able to use with DX240 that there's simply no option to use with SR35. DX240 has the most sort of incisive reference sound. Feels very fast and resolving, but it can feel like it has a touch of grain in there at times, especially in comparison to the Kann MAX and the SR35. So Kann MAX is, again, very much an accurate reference sort of sound. Feels like it has a little more weight and body than the DX240, while SR35 is the most clearly colored of the three, really sounding a little bit more kind of lush and organic by comparison to the DX240, even though just generally to my ear, it does sound mostly neutral. I think that, just kind of that range of generally neutral to being a little more incisive on the DX240's part and a little bit more romantic on the SR35. To the surprise of no one who's read or watched a comparison between iBasso and Astell&Kern devices before, iBasso gives you a better multimedia device here with better performance and a better UI that gives you more options. Astell&Kern, specifically with the SR35, provides a more streamlined experience here and a stronger sort of player if all you're interested in is the basic player aspect of the device. If you wanted something that has a little bit more of that smoother, more relaxed sound, SR35 is going to give that to you without really compromising, the detail or the feeling of accuracy here. Listening to it doesn't sound like a overly smooth, relaxed, or warm device. Still feels very much like a reference sound, just with that touch of color that separates it from a sort of a true reference sound. Comes to portability and battery life, SR35 matches previous A and normal players, but upgrades the sound quality and performance. So if you want a taste of that Astell&Kern flagship sound, but at a lower price point, or you're just looking for a player that's highly portable and is going to give you great battery life without compromising on sound quality, SR35 might be the best bang for your buck that Astell&Kern has ever offered in a digital audio player. Thanks for watching. You can check out SR35 and a lot of other great products at bloomaudio.com. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll be back soon with more high-fidelity audio content.